Oh, I turned it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please silence your electronic devices, the ceremony will begin in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the retirement ceremony for Dr. Adedeji B. Badiiru. Today, the Air Force honors Dr. Badiiru after more than 17 years of distinguished federal service. Officiating today's ceremony is Dr. Walter Jones, Director and Chancellor, Air Force Institute of Technology, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. Before we begin, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Badiiru's lovely wife, Iswat, their sons Tunji and Ade, and their daughter Abby. We also recognize the former 88th Wing Commander, Colonel Retired Dr. Cassie Barlow, the former AFIT Director and Chancellor, Major General United States Air Force Retired Todd Stewart, and two former AFIT retired colonels, Michael Heil and Paul Catalessa. Also, a special hello to Miss Hope Taft, the wife of former Ohio Governor Bob Taft. To the rest of the numerous distinguished visitors and friends who have come to celebrate this day, we wish you a warm welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the presentation and posting of the colors by the Honor Guard and singing of the National Anthem by Technical Sergeant Ainsley DeWitt, Vocalist Band of Flight.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Retired Mark Skousen will now come forward and give the invocation.
Let's pray together. Our eternal Father in heaven, we come before Thee today humbly and with thanks for the opportunity that we have to be here to celebrate this wonderful, distinguished civilian federal career of such a great man. We're very grateful that we have been able to serve alongside him and to know him. We're very grateful for the contributions that Dean Badiiru has made for the United States Air Force, for our country, for the Air Force Institute of Technology, and for the difference that he's made in our lives personally as well. We thank Thee for providing him these talents that he has been able to share with us, for his personality, for his sense of humor, for his intelligence. We are grateful for the opportunity that we have to be here as we celebrate and help him know the difference that he has made. We ask Thee at this time that Thou will help him through this ceremony and through the well wishes that we give him, that he will realize the difference that he has made in our lives and in the safety and security of our country and in the education of the people whose lives he's touched. We ask Thee to bless him and his family as they go forward in their future careers and future endeavors, that they will be blessed and that they will see Thy hand and the help which Thou hast given them throughout their lives. And we say all of this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, this script does not tell me to invite you to take your seats, but I'm guessing you don't want to stand up for the next 20 minutes. Go ahead and take your seats, please. The theme for today's celebration is centered around Dr. Badiiru's selfless actions to support and mentor others. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Sharon Bomer, Associate Professor, University of Dayton, who will share some thoughts about the Dean.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleague and honored guest, today we gather to celebrate Dr. Adedeji Badiiru's retirement. And I recently asked him how he felt about leaving his job. He said he's excited about his impending freedom. But my summation of what he stated is that this is not an exit strategy, it's an enter to fun strategy. So, sir, I say to you today, good luck and wish you the best on entering into his impending freedom and his fun strategy. So now I stand before you today with memories and gratitude as we gather to celebrate someone who is truly remarkable, my mentor and friend. I vividly recall the first time our paths crossed at Central State University Industrial Advisory Council meeting. And from the get-go, yes, I said get-go, that's my Southern charm. From the get-go, it was evident that this individual possessed a commanding presence with a unique blend of coaching prowess and mentorship abilities that set him apart from most scholars. As a graduate student at that time, I was drawn to how he effortlessly navigated the committee's interactions. It was then that I knew without a doubt that I wanted to learn from someone with such exceptional qualities. Subsequently, I did some research on his background, and I found that he is an exceptional and notable scholar in the field of industrial engineering, which happened to also be my field of study. So let me tell you a little bit about what I found in my research. He is a fellow of the Institute of Industrial and Systems Engineering, a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Engineering, has published many books on topics from cooking rice, time management, statistical techniques, the physics of soccer, project management, and more. He published many technical book chapters, hundreds of technical journal papers, and conference proceedings in our field, received many awards and accolades, and I was extremely impressed. So taking a chance, I requested a meeting with him to discuss my dissertation, and to my sincere delight, he graciously accepted the invitation to serve as an external reviewer on my committee. And so from that point, our journey began. Over the years, we have published a technical reference book, to co-authoring journal and conference papers, and serving on committees. I have fond memories of working in his office as a research scientist, collaborating with esteemed colleagues like Dr. Alice Grimes, who I fondly call Dr. G, Miss Lisa Smittle, and others. We affectionately coined the term Center of Laughter for the Dean's Office, as Dr. Badiiru had an uncanny ability to find humor in most situations, making laughter a constant companion throughout our workday. Many of you may recall or know of the DG Vu moments. Yes, he even has the ability to laugh at himself. And if you don't know about DG Vu, please ask me at the reception. So what started as a professional acquaintance swiftly evolved into a profound mentoring relationship. I soon found myself not just learning from him, but also considering Dr. Badiiru and Mrs. Badiiru an extension of my own family. The knowledge and wisdom he generously shared over the years have been truly invaluable, guiding me through some of the most challenging situations in my academic and professional career. As this extraordinary individual embarks on the next chapter of his life, retirement, it's only fitting to extend heartfelt wishes to both him and Mrs. Badiiru for nothing but the very best. May this new phase be filled with joy, fulfillment, and all the happiness you both deserve. Reflecting on the impact that Dr. Badiiru have had on my professional career, I can't help but express my deepest gratitude. Your guidance, your support, and most of all, you leading by example, have helped shape the person I am today as an associate professor at the University of Dayton. So as we bid farewell to a chapter marked by leadership, scholarship, camaraderie, and laughter, let us celebrate an individual who showed us that you can work and play. He also demonstrated the true essence of academic excellence, mentorship, and friendship to so many around the world. And sir, your legacy will continue to inspire and shape the future. So cheers to a well-deserved retirement and to the countless memories you have created with so many who have been mentored by you. You laid the footprint for us, your mentees to follow, and I thank you, and God bless you, my friend.
It's my pleasure to introduce today's presiding officer, the Director and Chancellor, Air Force Institute of Technology, Dr. Walter Jones.
Well, thanks, Dr. Grimes, for that introduction. And let Let me first just say what an honor it is for me to be here today to say thank you and good wishes to my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Adedeji Badiiru. It's been a pleasure working with him, and I'll miss him, but you're always welcome. You know, if you're having all that fun, it was just described, come see us and see what we're up to, you know. The professor did a good job of reviewing some of Dr. Badiiru's career, but I guess that's part of my job as well. So if you have looked just in the back end pages of your program, there's like 2 pages, single space, small print of accomplishments of Dr. Badiiru. So there was no way in the world I was going to memorize all that stuff. It just wasn't going to happen. So I'll encourage you to take a look there, but let me just highlight a few of the critical things that jumped off the page for me. Of course, he and Oswald came here in about 1976. Is that a pretty good guess-ish or so? To Tennessee Tech University in Tennessee, of course. Dr. Badiiru Adedeji got his bachelor's and master's degrees there at Tennessee Tech, a very high-quality school. And went on to get his PhD in, I think, industrial and systems engineering from University of Central Florida in Orlando. So again, he's got the best of academic credentials that he brings to the table, but then he decided, like I did at first, that an academic career was the way to go. And so he held faculty positions and leadership positions in some of these places at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. We share that in common as well. And then also the University of Oklahoma before coming here to AFIT some years back. I think first as department head, and then moved up to be Dean of our School of Engineering and Management. The professor just mentioned he is a fellow of his professional society. That's what we all strive to be. Not everybody gets there, but he's a fellow of the Institute for Industrial and Systems Engineering, and also a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Engineering, as was just mentioned. I wrote these statistics down because they kind of boggle my mind. He is the author of 35 books, 30 book chapters, 130 journal articles, and some 200 or so conference presentations. That's anybody. I'll put that up against anybody I know at any school. Just amazing accomplishments there. And again, you've just heard from the professor who's a qualified industrial systems engineer to talk about his career, but let this mechanical engineer talk about a few things as well that jumped off the page at me. Again, very thoughtful work in all these publications. Probably the one that struck me for both thoughtfulness and simplicity and cleverness is the Adedeji model. Design, evaluate, justify, and then integrate. It's a very logical way of thinking about new systems and implementing, and then it's a way that everyone can sort of grasp, kind of. I'm sure there's details below the surface there, which I wouldn't understand. But design, evaluate, justify, and integrate. The Adedeji model is one that's become a standard in that community. And of course, it just happens to spell out his first name. Something, not just a brilliant scholar, but knows how to do a little marketing as well. So I'm thinking, you know, what words can I use to describe my friend here? What nouns can I put to describe him? So I thought wisdom. Again, Adedeji always we go to for thoughtfulness about difficult decisions. Wisdom, attitude. There's no one, you mentioned the laughter, there's no one who has a better attitude about the job than he does. Loyalty. We are probably the 2 biggest advocates of AFIT, maybe with Dr. Reese, on this planet. We can't stop preaching good word about AFIT. So loyalty above all, and then tenacity. Once he starts something, he sticks with it. And again, in the back cover of your program, it will talk about some of the many accomplishments he's had, including with the Center for Digital Engineering that we're standing up right now. So, wisdom, attitude, loyalty, and tenacity. How can I package that? Well, look, W-A-L-T. I'm thinking, well, that's the Walt model of Adedeji. So see, I've learned a little already there. I don't know if I can publish that or not, but I'm going to try. Seriously, all those words apply in just droves. They just describe him, and there's so many others that have been mentioned and will be mentioned throughout this ceremony. But the one I'm going to center on doesn't start with any of the letters of my name, but it really describes him best, and that's mentor. You will hear that word mentioned throughout this ceremony today. Dr. Badiiru has certainly affected the careers of, I guess, thousands, easily thousands of students and faculty, because that's what we do here. I mean, I am glad to know you're moving on to fun retirement, but the truth is our jobs are fun. They really are. And what makes them fun are the people you get to work around. And I'll just talk about some of the students we see coming in. Many of our students, or a number of our students coming in to the School of Engineering and Management are fresh out of the Air Force Academy. They're kids. Now, and I know they're 22 and adults and kind of have it together, kinda, but they're coming from an environment where, at the Academy particularly, you're told what to do pretty much from 5 in the morning till 9 or so at night every single day. And here they come into AFIT and they say, well, you need to kind of do some research, and we don't know what it's going to be, and we don't know where it's going to lead, and here's your class schedule, but most of your work's going to be after hours studying in your apartments and in the study carrels and such. It's kind of loosey-goosey compared to what they've been used to. And so the mentoring aspects of what we do for our students is enormous, and no one has or is capable of doing that better than Adedeji Badiiru. Even the students that come in from other schools, or the students who've been out for a while doing assignments, you know, they're used to manuals for this and instructions for that and the handbook for this process. And they get here and Dr. Badiiru tells them, well, if you're a master's student, we're going to take you right to the edge of current knowledge. Nobody's ever done what you're going to do before, but right to the edge of current knowledge. And if you're coming in as a PhD student, we're going to take you well beyond the current state of knowledge. And so to help the students understand why that's important takes a lot of mentoring for sure. And Dr. Badiiru, it's in many schools, students barely see the dean because deans are too busy. Dr. Badiiru, that's not the case. He's busy for sure, but he's a part of the students. He's out there talking to students, mentoring the students, helping them think about what they're going to do while they're at AFIT. And again, the fun of being at AFIT is it's not just they're going to publish a paper and put some on a coffee table. They're going to use what they learn in their next assignments. So helping the students understand the importance of what they're going to tackle and why it's important for their next assignment is something, again, Dr. Badiiru has done in ways that are difficult to describe. It's so very, very important. He teaches them how to think, and again, being an industrial systems engineer, he teaches them how to analyze problems. You know, the details of solving an integral equation or something like that, they'll maybe forget, but the thought process, the way they go in and attack a problem and break it down into pieces and implement a solution, maybe even using the Adedeji model, is something that will benefit them long after they leave these hallowed halls of AFIT. And of course, in the meantime, Dr. Badiiru, teach some leadership and organization as well. How do you go from someone telling you what to do at every hour of the day to thinking about a problem and doing something that's never been done before? So the students will always benefit from the mentoring and leadership of Dr. Badiiru, either personal one-on-one or through the mentoring he's pushed down into the organization as well. All of us are mentors thanks to his push, and we are better for it. But it's not just the students, it's the faculty. Again, most of our faculty, in fact, this is their first faculty job. Certainly the military faculty who've gone back to school to get their doctoral degrees to come back and be faculty. This is their first time they've taught at a university level. And so the mentoring of those young faculty is, again, something not many deans do. They don't care as much, frankly, about the folks as Dr. Badiiru does. They don't have time. But the faculty are new to teaching. They're new to research. They're new to publishing. They're new to mentoring. And so Dr. Badiiru, as was just said, leads by example there. There's no one who has done a better job of mixing all those aspects of our jobs together than Adedeji Badiiru. And so I can say without question that your students and the faculty who are here now and who have been here and gone to other places are changing the Air Force and the Space Force now and other services for the better. And much of it is because of your leadership, what you've done personally, the people you've brought in, the way you've taught them to think, the research programs you've set up and pushed forward. We're making it a better place in our service as we're supposed to do. So Deji, your influence on AFIT and its people will go on for many, many years to come. I will say for sure it has been a pleasure working with you and knowing you. It's an honor as well. I wish you the absolute best, and may you and Oswald enjoy a long and happy retirement, and you're always welcome at AFIT. Thanks again, my friend. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for an award presentation. Attention to orders. The Department of the Air Force presents the Outstanding Civilian Career Service Award to Dr. Adedeji B. Badiiru in recognition of his distinguished performance as Professor, Head, and Dean, Graduate School of Engineering and Management, Air Force Institute of Technology, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio, from 2 October 2006 to 31 January 2024. Under Dr. Badiiru's leadership, the graduate school implemented a strategic focus on research and academic programs that effected significant improvements in program performance, visibility and engagement, and faculty and student recognition that led to major advancements in addressing critical Air Force and Department of Defense needs. His efforts have been critical to enhancing AFIT's reputation, consistent with the goal of achieving national prominence. The distinctive accomplishments of Dr. Badiiru reflect credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Dr. Grimes, I just realized that I have to tell the audience to be seated every time.
Thank you.
At this time, we continue with retirement portion of today's ceremony.
We now present the Department of the Air Force Retirement Certificate of Service, and it reads, "This is to recognize Dr. Adedeji B. Badiiru for 17 years of faithful and devoted federal civilian service on the occasion of retirement from employment with the United States Air Force, given this 31st day of January, signed by Dr. Walter F. Jones, Director and Chancellor." Mrs. Badiiru, will you please come forward to secure the official retirement pin to Dr. Badiiru's lapel? At this time, Dr. Jones will present the United States Air Force Certificate of Appreciation to Mrs. Badiiru. The certificate reads, "In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Mrs. Iswat Badiiru for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Given this 31st day of January 2024, signed by Dr. Walter F. Jones, Director and Chancellor."
Thank you, Mrs. Badiiru and Dr. Jones. Dr. Reese, will you come forward and present the Dean Emeritus letter? The letter reads, "In recognition of your long and distinguished service to the Air Force Institute of Technology in the Graduate School of Engineering Management, it is my pleasure to appoint you Dean Emeritus of the Graduate School of Engineering and Management, Air Force Institute of Technology, effective 31 January 2024. Please allow me to express my personal appreciation for your outstanding career at this school, signed by Dr. Walter F. Jones, Director and Chancellor." Now the Honor Guard will perform a flag folding ceremony and present a flag to Dr. Badiiru.
Dr. Amanda Bullock, President, AFIT Foundation, Board of Trustees, and AFIT alum, PhD Electrical Engineering 2013, will now come forward and present a gift to Dr. Badiiru.
Dr. Badiiru, when Katie asked me if I wanted to do this, I might have declined if it had been anyone but you, sir. But as you know, I've had the pleasure of knowing you since I was a student at AFIT, at which time I think your wife, you and I were the only ones to be the walkers on the AFIT Run Walk team. So ma'am, it's good to see you again. After my graduation at AFIT, I went on to teach at Central State, where you continued to welcome my students and me back for events. When I came back to the government, I was managing an internship program, and you welcomed me to bring those students and some of those kids that were in camp into your office, where you provided them with candy and then sent them on their way. But we appreciate you taking the time to mentor those students who are underrepresented in STEM fields. And I'd like to say a lot of them have gone on to civil service careers. So I'm going to have a small part of that, sir. Thank you. On behalf of the foundation, I would like to express our sincere thanks to Dean Badiiru for his outstanding service to the Institution of Technology and his dedication to the students and the alumni of the Graduate School of Engineering and Management. Throughout his tenure, he has been a mentor, a friend, and a role model to countless students and alumni, including myself. We are deeply grateful for all that you have done for us, sir. Upon his leadership, AFIT has achieved numerous milestones and accomplishment, and he has worked tirelessly to promote academic excellence, foster a culture of innovation and inclusion, and build strong partnerships. In recognition of his contributions, he received numerous awards and accolades throughout his distinguished career, but for all his achievements and honors, I know that Dr. Badiiru would agree that his greatest satisfaction has come from the successes of his students and the accomplishment of his colleagues. His impacts on AFIT and the field of engineering will be felt for many years to come. Thank you, Dr. Badiiru, for your service, your leadership, and your commitment to excellence. May your retirement be filled with joy, happiness, and fulfillment. On behalf of the AFIT Foundation and Association of Graduates, I would like to present you with some AFIT memorabilia to remember your time here. And please know that if you're ever looking to stay more involved in AFIT, we could always use another board member. Say like I did that. And sir, this is something that I know you've been wanting for a while.
Colonel Sean Willis, Associate Dean of the Graduate School, will now present the Graduate School of Engineering and Management gift to Dr. Badiiru.
Dr. Badiiru, it is truly an honor that I get to be the one to present this gift to you on behalf of the Graduate School. I've been here about 6 months, and I know that your reach has gone out to far more people for far longer. But I can say in this short time that I've been able to work with you, your mentorship, your guidance has been incredible. You know, some of the stuff that Dr. Jones mentioned in the back page of the handout that you have is just a little bit of his accomplishments. I'm truly impressed, but I think you got one number wrong. I think you said 35 books published, and you can see some of those out there, but if you've ever seen his curriculum vitae, his CV, kind of like a resume, that I think is at a little bit over 50 pages right now. So I would consider that a book, and that's just his accomplishments. So it truly is amazing, the career that you've had and the wonderful, incredible things that you've done for the graduate school. If you look back on the handout that you have there, what he's done for research for the graduate school, somewhere around tripling the amount of dollars that it's brought in, incorporating that into the teaching, the importance of that, expanding the programs, and all of that. But I think, and I would imagine that all of you that have worked with Dr. Badiiru would agree that his most far-reaching effect has been on the people and on your mentorship. That theme that you've heard throughout today, that mentorship, And so we thought, as the graduate school, what better gift to give you than first a book, because we know you like books, but it's a book that contains all the history that you've been here in AFIT. So a photo book of all the photos that were being presented here before the ceremony begins. So on behalf of the graduate school, sir, we appreciate the work that you have done, and we look forward to seeing you during your times of fun.
Dr. Scott Graham, President of the Faculty Council, will now present the Graduate School Faculty Gift to Dr. Badiiru.
So as you all know, AFIT produces a lot of really cool research. Sometimes it's very theoretical, analytical, and whatnot, but every now and then there's a physical manifestation of that work. What I'm holding is a about 2-inch by 2-inch by 2-inch cube, and you may not be able to tell from there, but it's made of a nickel alloy, and it has a continuous surface, and it's periodic in the X, Y, and Z axis. So that's pretty cool, right? That's a representation of a cool product that AFIT has created. It's also, because it's a continuous surface, it can be used as a heat exchanger and other such things, right? So what does this have to do with Dr. Badiiru, of course? This was printed on a laser printer at AFIT, a powder bed fusion process with an M2 laser that Dr. Badiiru was instrumental in bringing to the campus, providing space for it, considering the structure around it, the students, the programs and whatnot, so that we could produce not just a really cool heat exchanger, but a lot of other components as well. And so we just wanted to give you something that you could remember that effort and other efforts like it by with this cube. So thank you very much, Dr. Badiiru.
Dr. Alan Layer, Head, Department of Mathematics and Statistics, will now present a gift on behalf of the department heads to Dr. Badiiru.
Well, it's quite an honor to represent the department heads today in presenting a gift to our boss. Thank you, Adedeji, for your work. We thank you for your encouragement. And of course, as already been mentioned, you were one of us, one of the department heads for several years. You sat beside me in the heads meeting and get to listen to the dean pontificate about a variety of things, right? And then you moved to the head of the table, and I must say you were quite an encouragement to me personally, but also to all the department heads. You were a mentor, and you gave us a lot of autonomy. That's one thing as mentioned by the department heads is autonomy. I mentioned that you gave us autonomy to pursue innovative teaching, to explore novel research in respective fields, and provide key service to the school, institute, and profession. With that autonomy, unfortunately, you didn't give us more money, but you can't have everything. Dean Badiiru is a strong supporter of the library. Dr. Beddick, the director, sent me some comments about it. From his comments, it would seem that he was probably mistaken for being one of the library staff. He was in there so much. But he was also instrumental in lining up support to nominate the library for the FY 2019 Federal Library Information Center Award. And Adedeji was so successful, they won their award. Of course, they're on their own merits as well. And Dr. Beddick said that he has now extended to the dean library privileges, including access to online services for the rest of his life. Can't beat that. Dr. Balmer earlier mentioned Adedeji View. She passed up explaining it, but I'm going to give it to you. I can't pass it up because I remember it well. There was going to be a dean was going to present something to the faculty. He decided to give an overview to the department heads. Not unusual, but he went on and on at the department meeting, going over the interview, the presentation, and then we go to the faculty council meeting. Well, we hear the same thing again. Not much difference. When Dr. Pignatello, ENS department head, got back to the office, he sent an email to us and to the dean saying, look, you did the same thing the second time around. They said it was like having as he passed up the French déjà vu, noticed the similar Deji's name and said, I had a Deji vu experience. And one of the other heads emailed back saying, yeah, Yogi Berra had it right. This is Deji vu all over again. So Deji, thank you very much for your unwavering support of us, for your Deji vu stories. I'm sure we'll get some more today, and your indelible mark on AFIT and the academic community. Please accept this gift as a token of our appreciation.
Colonel Larry Richter, Dean, School of Civil Engineering, and Dr. Jared Austin, Associate Dean, School of Civil Engineering, will now present a gift on behalf of the Civil Engineering School.
All right, so I do not want to steal any of Dr. Aston's thunder because he knows Dr. Badiiru longer than I, but I thought, let me give it a stab. Let me see if I can follow in the footsteps of Dr. Badiiru and Dr. Jones today and come up with my own model. So, on the spot, I came up with leader, because clearly we've heard about your leadership across the school. Then I have author, right? Colonel Willis, thanks for correcting the total number, which is way many more than I've ever even thought about writing. Unique, you. So I think one of our first conversations we had was about some of your hobbies and even using concrete cylinders and the way you like to use and build concrete, which as a civil engineer is words to my heart. R, researcher, right? Again, encouraging the pursuit of academic endeavors. I'll just stop with that, right? Let's go with I, integrator. He's probably seen more 06 deans rotate through AFIT than anyone should have to, and has welcomed us all with open arms. And then E, engineer. So as I mentioned, as a civil engineer, I, in the past, have made fun of industrial engineers by calling them imaginary engineers, but I will no longer do that in honor of Dr. Badiiru. So with a small token, before Dr. Aston goes, I will love to give a coin from the Civil Engineer School for all the support and integration he's done to bring us all together that maybe can go in your new box. I'll do that.
Deji, come over here. So I basically, knew Deji, but got to know him well because there for a while it seemed like the two of us were selected for every selection panel or anything that went on at AFIT. So we got used to working together and such. And we haven't recently. Did we select the wrong person somewhere? Yeah. But it's a pleasure to have worked with you during the years. The one thing that I admire and that I'll always remember is that your approach of together, we can go higher than any of us can alone. And I appreciate that attitude and that working together. So I'd like to present you just a small token of my appreciation. It's not much, but it is handmade and comes from the heart. So thanks for setting the way and everything you've done. And it's a great honor to be able to call you a friend.
Thanks so much.
Colonel Sarah Isbill, Air University Detachment 1 Commander, will now present a flag that was flown over the United States Capitol building. This is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol in view of the White House, the Supreme Court, the Washington Monument, and many other landmarks that symbolize our nation's commitment to freedom and democracy at the request of Honorable Michael R. Turner, Member of Congress.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Adedeji Badiiru, Dean, Graduate School of Engineering and Management, retired.
Where's Lisa? How many hours do I have? Oh, 5 minutes, okay. I'm usually not speechless, but I am this afternoon because I'm totally blown away by all the accolades. Today, I have not shed tears in a long time until Colonel Skousen started praying, and that really got to me. And then Dr. Boma kind of brought me into the stratosphere with her comments. And the tears will not stop. I try so hard, I've been on stage to make sure that doesn't happen, but the tears are still flowing. That's a big credit to both of you. It's probably good for my eyes, because now the eyes are going to be cleaned out. When Lisa started planning this 1 year ago, initially I tried to avoid it. Oh, by the way, how many of you came here to listen to new deja vu stories today? Okay, well, so many. Okay. Lisa, she's probably signaling, no, don't do it, don't do it. I tried to avoid such a big event, but she said no. I'm going to make sure that we honor you and your position. Leave it in my hands. How many of you know the TV program, Leave It to Beaver? Yeah. Leave everything to Lisa. And she had worked, tirelessly for the past 1 year. So she is the architect of what we see here today. So I started, and she told me 5 minutes. I tried to negotiate for 10 minutes. She wouldn't have it. So this is my prepared speech, version 101. So because I've been, Lisa won't like that, so I started rewriting. So what I have here is version 101.75. Hopefully I can do it in 5 minutes. So we're resetting the clock right now. We'll start 5 minutes now, right? Because that's our preliminaries. I always look for opportunities to, one thing I like much about what people say is my sense of humor. Although I don't look at it that way, I think I'm having fun. I always look for things around me that will put people at ease. Without them realizing it, they are working hard, and they think they are having fun. I like that a lot. Something happened on stage today, not prepared, that I'm going to talk about now, because important. The pinning ceremony, I had informed my wife that she was going to do this. Well, this is a good, listen to your wife and listen to the women around you. The minute I asked her, she said she wanted to practice. And I said, practice? It's just a pin, just put it there. Lisa called a meeting. Here's a pin. I know about pins. I can do it. Even this morning, she said, go wear your jacket so that I can practice the pin. I said, there's no practice with the pin. And we got off stage right now. She was looking for me to say, okay, you say it's easy, let's do it. And Lisa, I said, practice with the pin. I didn't practice. So I have to apologize to my wife. She said, I didn't want to go on stage there and embarrass myself. I need to practice. Well, sorry about that, honey. Next time I'll listen to you. Okay. My greatest pleasure is dealing with people. And as I look around the room, my urge is to speak about each and every one of you because there is a story for each person. So I'm going to do something strange, very different. I like audience participation. Let's see, I know so many people, I don't even know where to start. But I will start with Colonel Oluwaseun Cole, sitting in the front here. Can you please stand? That's Army Colonel. So in the services, we cannot rid ourselves. No, we don't deal with the Army. The Army doesn't like the Air Force, not the Navy. They're on their own. So when I see a senior officer of the Army interacting with us, then I know, yeah, we are integrated. So we are an integrated force. So thank you so much for gracing the occasion. 5 minutes and counting. There is somebody in this audience who drove, not driving actually, 12 hours to be here today. Will that person please stand to be recognized? 12 hours drive. Thank you. Miss Laura Lee Cromati and I were on a United Nations committee to the Soviet Union in 1990, just about when glasnost and perestroika were coming out. The United Nations sent industrial development experts to help the new emerging nation of Russia on how to do industry properly. So that was how we met in 1990, and we've continued to impart industry together since then. So thank you for driving from Connecticut, 12 hours to come here. That's from 1990. There is somebody in this audience who flew all the way from Germany to be here today, from Germany, specifically to come here today. Will that person please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Thank you. Michael Wasserman is a military lawyer for the German Ministry of Defense. And she was on an exchange program to AFIT 2 years ago. And she was so blown away by all the great things that AFIT is doing, as Dr. Jones mentioned, that she had maintained relationships with AFIT since then. So she came back for this occasion. So thank you for coming. Michael. I think my prepared speech is going out the window now. Okay. Because anyway. All of this started, my journey into academia started in Nigeria when I was around 18, 19. In fact, I always say the best time of my life was 1970. I was in Lagos, Nigeria. I love fun. In spite of my academic capabilities, I love the fun of the city. And the family was really worried. It won't take long. No. Was worried that I wasn't going to make anything of my life. Then I met my wife. So she was the one who put some structure in my life. We then led to being serious, to actually go to school, do well, and so on and so forth. We celebrated our 48th wedding anniversary in September. And in spite of my not listening to her all the time, she's still with me. So thank you for all you have done. Okay. And my children have been inspirations to me. When you say I wrote all those books, sometimes I steal ideas from them. Ade is a mechanical engineer, senior staff with General Motors. Tunji, also a mechanical engineer, works for a manufacturing company here in Dayton. And my daughter, Abidemi, is a chemical engineer. I tried to get them into industrial engineering, but they went different engineering direction. That's okay. But I always tell them what they are doing today is pure industrial engineering. Okay. And now let me tell you a story, how I steal ideas from my kids. I'm working on a book about the industrialization of Dayton. And I was wondering why Dayton, where aviation started, is now at this stage. Dayton should be the aviation hub for the entire world. I shouldn't have to go to Detroit or Atlanta to make connections. It should have been Dayton. So we went to Michigan recently, and I was commenting to Ade that how did industrialization start in cold areas? I would have expected things like that would start in warm areas. And Ade says, he didn't even realize it. He said, well, we had figured out how to stay warm in cold places than how to stay cool in hot places. To me, that was very deep. That explained why Detroit became the cradle of automobile production, even though it's a cold area. So that meant a lot. So I'm going to put that in my book. And people will think, oh, he knows something. But I stole it from him. Okay. My grandchildren are here. 65 minutes. Are we going to reset the clock? Oh, not resetting. Okay. Yeah, I'm almost done. And my grandkids are the ones who are going to take over into the future. Let me see. I thought I had all this planned out, but the audience kind of messed me up. Okay. I have somebody in this audience who is exactly the same age as me, born on the same day, September 2nd, 1952. Will that person please stand up? I think I saw, yes. So, you see, I'm painting the picture of how people are important to me. Everything that I am about is my relationship with people. The minute I found out her birthday matches mine, I said, oh, we're together, doing great things for the Air Force and for the nation. That's an important thing. My extended Badiiru family is here. With all the Badiirus in the audience, please stand so that you know I have a large, all the Badiirus, grandkids, in-laws, all of, don't be bashful. Yes, everyone. So these individuals have been the inspiration for me because they are all doing phenomenal things that I have to stay ahead of. So it's a constant struggle for me to stay ahead so that they can continue to say, yeah, dad, uncle, husband, it's a good person. My wife is already signaling that that's enough. Because she told me if I'm put on stage, I speak aimlessly, needlessly, and endlessly. So I should have listened to her today. So please sit. I have somebody here who came from Florida to make sure that the connection between AFIT and Eglin Air Force Base continues to move forward. We are from Florida, around Eglin Air Force Base. Please stand. Yes. Okay. Thank you. If you have ever been a mayor of this city of Beaver Creek, now you can see how much a reach we have as people. Former mayor of Beaver Creek, this Mr. Brian Jarvis. It's indeed a great honor. I know how busy you are, and yes, you found time to come and be with us today. I'm not going to embarrass any more people, so I'll just... Dr. Balo, as president of SOCHI, former base commander of this whole Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, retired colonel. Thank you so much for taking the time to come here today. I greatly appreciate your presence. Dr. Calico, who was dean before me. In fact, when I came to interview for the position of department head, Dr. Calico interviewed me. So thank you for bringing me to AFIT the first time. Okay. I'm glad you to be here. Mike Hill, retired colonel, former commandant of AFIT, very busy in the community. Now he's here today, so we appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Dr. Todd Stewart, a former chancellor of AFIT, the first civilian chancellor of AFIT, retired, took time out of retirement to be here today. Sir, thank you so much for being here. Okay. I have so many people in the community. I have so many people around the nation. All those people from Texas. From Texas. Let's see your faces. Texas. Don't be bashful. Okay? Texas. Yeah. When Lisa gets up, then I know I'm in trouble. Lisa, the last thing I have is, Lisa, are you listening? I had this joke about Michigan. But she told me, okay, now she's saying, no, 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 not that one. Okay, so there will be no joke about Michigan today. No, people in Ohio love jokes about Michigan, but she's saying, no, can't do that here. We have a former Air Force officer, retired, who came with her husband all the way from New Hampshire for this. Will you please stand? All the way from New Hampshire. Thank you so much. Okay, well, that's Lisa turning off the light. I know Lisa. Okay, but quickly, I want Dave Russell to stand up. Dave Russell. Sir, retired Air Force officer. He launched my academic career through the CI, Civilian Institution Program. Colonel Julian is one of yours. Here's what happened, and this is important, how the Air Force influences the world. I was at the University of Oklahoma, assistant professor. I didn't have any funded research, so I could not hire students. Tenure was coming, and I wouldn't have gotten tenure if I didn't have students, didn't have research money. He was sent to University of Oklahoma for his master as CI student. And he had taken a course with me. Then he came to me, I want to be your graduate student. And I said, God is good. So he was my very first graduate student. Given by the Air Force. Free to me. Didn't have to pay anything. That was what I milked to start a research stream at the University of Oklahoma. We did great things, and then other students started coming to be my students. That was how it started. If not for him and the Air Force sending him, I would not have graduate students at that time. I might not have gotten tenure. I probably would have ended up being a street performer somewhere. So thank you, and thanks to the Air Force. Lisa has a way of giving me all kinds of signals. She said the reception is getting stale. That she has this text where she texts me. But quickly, I need to tell you one more thing. Dr. Reese, Dr. Graham, I do have, people ask me, what are you going to do now that you are retiring? I don't know, I want to, but I do have a research agenda. I have a research agenda that I'm going to work on. When I publish it in a book, you all will benefit from it. You know, for ages, we've been told, oh, I see somebody, those of you in my Torrey Pines neighborhood, I'll still talk about my research. Torrey Pines, HOA, I see the president of our HOA hiding under the table somewhere. Yeah, let us see you. I saw him earlier. He escaped. No, there he is. Yeah. He's also Air Force employee. So thank so many good people. So anyway, my research agenda, all the generations we've been told time is money. How many people do not know that? Time is money. You all know it, right? Time is money. Have you ever proven that time is money? Has anyone ever published that time is money? Well, I'm going to do it. Because upon this retirement, I'm going to have so much time. So my wife will have to see whether that translates to money. If that doesn't happen, then I have to write my research result that time is not money. So that's my research agenda. Okay, on that note, I think I should quit while I'm still welcome. because I'm seeing all kind of strange looks. I know you are all very important. I have so many of my faculty here. Oh, now I see Denise Chin. Denise Chin, former FM. FM are the financial people. Dr. Leah, you complain that I didn't give you money? It's because she did not give me money to give to you. So blame it on her. Okay. Okay. Where's Lisa? She quit on me. Okay. So now? Okay. Tim Frazier, mayor. We have mayor of Beaver Creek, mayor of AFIT, also in the audience. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. All my friends from everywhere who have made special efforts to be here this afternoon, I thank you. I'll thank you more personally at the reception. I see people from my Beaver. Oh, is that Dele Jagede? Did I see Dele Jagede? Please stand up. You deserve to be recognized. Dele Jagede retired from Indiana University. That's your school, Timmy. Yeah. He and I go back to 1971 or so. I was a freelance cartoonist for a newspaper. And I had an issue with the newspaper. I was a high school student, but doing freelance cartoons for a newspaper. He's an artist, renowned, world-renowned artist. And he happened to be doing a summer internship at the newspaper at that time. That was where we met. So he became my mentor in the art world. So now that I'm going to have time, I'll follow in your footsteps. Thank you. Dr. Jones, thank you so much for everything you've done for AFIT. You mentioned that we were at University of Tennessee, Knoxville. That's our connection. But the remarkable things you've done for the Air Force continue to be a big inspiration for me. So thank you so much, and thank you for. He was actually supposed to be out of town this time of the week, but he's here for me. So thank you. More to be said at the reception. Lisa, where's the reception? Okay. But it's not my job to be telling them how to get there. Okay, somebody will tell you. At the reception, they call it overlook. What? Where do they call it? That way. Okay, go that way. So we'll have the reception there, and I'll get to thank each and every one of you more personally. So it's been a pleasure having you here. Oh. Okay, I'm going to be in trouble. I see Mr. Bieni, who was my high school classmate. High school in Nigeria. Bieni, stand up. Yeah, maybe I should just close my eyes. I see everyone that I should recognize, but you are all recognized. So thank you. So, Dr. Grimes, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing. He retired as my associate dean. Now he came back to do this. Diana Riley is my current boss. Isn't that right? Yes. She tells me what to do, and I do it. So my wife is getting nervous. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your presence. We'll see you at the reception.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the departure of the official party and family.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for coming. I would like to invite you to join Dr. Badiiru and his family for a reception in the Space Gallery Overlook. Thank you.